What that mean? An extra day off? Woo, woo. Hey, how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody had a wonderful, fantastic week. I hope it was just over the top of the moon and the stars, like just so amazing. And guess what? If you didn't, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just don't stay in that space. You don't have to. It's not meant for you to. So get up, dust yourself off, try it all over again. Period. It's okay. Everybody had those days. Just don't stay in them. Thank God that you are here and you made it another day. Some people can't say that. So we have to count our blessings. Everything counts, small or big. Remember that. And guess what? I'm also learning that too. So it's Saturday and it feels good outside and it's not hot. And it's a crisp breeze. It don't get no better than that. Hey. Okay. So as y'all know, I like to kick off the show with fun facts. And what better way to kick off today's show other than bringing about fun facts when it comes to Thanksgiving? Like, who don't like Thanksgiving, right? Who doesn't celebrate anytime you get a day off, period? Like, that's how I look at it. Yes, I love spending time with friends and family and loved ones. I do. But that extra day off, oh, that just does something to my soul and my spirit. I love that. I love that. So let's kick it off. In the autumn of 1621, 52 English colonists in Plymouth, Massachusetts celebrated a successful harvest with the Wampanoag people. The feast was a 3-day event with around 90 Wampanoag men joining the English for a meal that included fowl, deer, and fish. Now, I had to go back and look up fowl. And, that don't look like a fish I want to try. But, depending on if it's seasoned correctly, I may very well try it because I love fish. Deer. Yeah, about that. I done had duck. I like duck. I haven't heard too many people rant and rave about deer. And of course, I love fish. Now, the feast occurred after a difficult winter for the Pilgrims that was part of a strategic alliance between two groups to help each other with survival and defense against other tribes. So it was these people getting together trying to help one another. And you think back, like in 1621, wow, they were still trying to help people back then, just like we're trying to help people now today. Now, the term Thanksgiving wasn't used to describe this event at the time. It was more of a harvest festival that helped solidify the alliance. I thought that was pretty neat. It's a lot of videos about this also on YouTube. And believe me, I was sitting there watching in a state of shock, not just with the people gathering together and helping one another. Talk about a feast. I thought we cook. Like, I thought we throw down in the kitchen. Go look at them feasts. You'd be like, well, let me stop cooking at this point. Now, following the 1621 feast, communities and colonies began holding their own Thanksgivings to celebrate successful harvests, safe travels, and military victories. Early president like George Washington proclaimed days of Thanksgiving, but they were not consistently observed until President Lincoln in 1863 proclamation during the Civil War. Lincoln's proclamation was partly inspired by writer Sarah Josefia Hale, who had lobbied for over 30 years for a national holiday. That's a lot of time trying to get your point across. Over 30 years, like you really wanted this to happen. Hats off to her, because I think maybe after year 3, 4, I probably would have stopped because I wouldn't have thought nobody was listening, but that was beforehand. Now, if you tell me no, I'm going to just take that as you haven't thought about it yet, and I'm going to give you 90 days and backtrack. That's all. Everybody needs some time to think. The date of Thanksgiving shifted several times before Franklin D. Roosevelt signed a resolution in 1941, making it the fourth Thursday of November. The holiday is now a national celebration for family, friends, and food, with traditional meals including turkey, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie. Now, I don't too much care for pumpkin pie, but I had a pumpkin loaf bread. OMG. And then I got creative and I sauteed me some nuts and some cinnamon sugar and some butter and some vanilla and some payroll and put it in the bread and cooked it. I want some pumpkin bread right now. But okay. For many Native Americans, Thanksgiving is a somber national day of mourning, remembering the injustices and the tragedies that occurred since the arrival of Europeans, such as the 1637 Pequot Massacre, which some settlers celebrated with the Thanksgiving feast. So, I hope you got something out of today's fun facts, especially since we're honoring Thanksgiving this upcoming Thursday. I would like to say, whatever you're doing, please do it in moderation. Please take time to step back and be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for what you don't have. Just take time to be grateful. Also, take time to remember and recognize those who are less fortunate than you. Period. Just, you always want to humble yourself. If you follow my social media pages, I shared some content from Pendleton Quick Tax that were giving away turkeys to help families. So if you have not seen it, please go to my page. All the information is there. You may also go to her page. I know you all hear me talk a lot about her, Miss K. Please go to her page. There's information there regarding that. We are still celebrating November birthdays. So if your birthday is coming, celebrate with not just Thanksgiving, but with joy and excitement. You made it another year. And don't forget, I love birthday cake, buttercream icing, but I'll take the whipped cream icing. I just love cake. Please love, like, share this content. It's free. All you got to do is just hit the share button. That's it. Even if you stop watching, hit the share button. You never know who you are going to help. You never know who is going to need this information. What I'm trying to do is build a community and a network of financial information that has been taken from us. It's no longer in the schools. No one talks about it. People only find time to talk about it when it's important for them or during tax time. Do you know the information that I'm releasing on Let's Talk Finance? I wish I had someone telling us this information back in my day. So please take the time, share the content. It's so important. It's so necessary. Make this go viral. Let's get on here one day and have a viral show saying, hey, I got all my finances in order. Hey, I know how to budget. Hey, I know it's okay to make an appointment before time so I can know what's going on. Hey, it's okay to be nosy about what's attached to me. Let's make that go viral. Let's do that. Let's work as a family, as a community, as a network. Let's help one another. Now, one announcement, I'd like to thank our special guest that came out last week, none other than Miss Piper Parker. Oh my God, you were such an inspiration, insight. You know, I'm still laughing at, if a client is late, you're pricing how much your first class ticket is because they're going to pay for that and the trip because of them being late. So like, my hat is off to you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Just teaching us about how time is. It doesn't matter the cost or the amount that comes with it if you're not there to enjoy it. And if you don't have that peace of mind. So that's so very important. Please, let's try to be mindful of our time, because our time is money. Time is a transaction. So let's be prepared. Let's do that for us. And, I'm enjoying it. I'm so enjoying this phase. Like, I'm loving it. Another announcement, excluding today. Now, you remember when I was giving out the deadline days for September deadlines, October deadlines, and it was like that time just kept moving. Guess what? We have exactly 39 more days before 2026 is here. I got one question for you. Are you ready? Are you ready? And you can take that to mean anything you want that to mean. Just, are you ready? And I don't want you to answer that now. I want you to sit and think on it and ponder on it, because that means something. Because I didn't put ready for, I just said, are you ready? That's all. Because 2026 is coming. Whether you're ready for it or not, it's coming. Are you prepared for 2026? And that's something to think about. And we're going to talk more about that as we jump into our amazing show, right? On Let's Talk Finance with Shavonna. Yay! Okay. So this is our show where we break down money, clarity, the heart of money, the foundation, faith. We gather this content because it's out there, and we know that a lot of individuals just don't have that time to do the research, or the wording is just too much for them when it could be so simplified. So they depend on people such as myself in this area for that knowledge and that expertise. Just like when you go to the nail shop, you want someone there that knows how to do your nails, not that they know how to do your hair. It's not going to work, because if they don't know how to do the nails, your nails is not going to look right. So there you have it. So on today's show, our title is Thankful Today, Prepared for Tomorrow. Thankful today and prepared for tomorrow. And typically when I think of a title, I kind of already know the flow that I'm going to take. But when I thought about this title, I had to ask myself, am I ready? And am I ready in not just the business aspect of my life, but the personal aspect of my life as well? Because again, regardless to if I want it to happen or not, in 39 days, 2026 will be here. So I have to be ready, whether that's mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, health-wise, all the way around the spectrum. I have to be ready. Are my documents in order? Is my paperwork in order? Are my books in order? Are my receipts in order? Etc. Am I ready? And that means so much on so many different levels. So today we're going to be reflecting on your 2025 financial wins and the lessons that can inspire you to plan smarter. Meaning, what did you do this year that worked for you that you can take on into next year? We're going to talk about what employers and employees should do as the year winds down. And we're going to talk about practical setup steps that can help you start getting ready and prepared for 2026, even though we have 39 days. Now, depending on what your day-to-day activity is, you may have to cram all this information together, but it's not impossible. Anything is possible period. You have to put your mind to it. So take this time, take a couple seconds, go grab your tea, your coffee, your water. As you see, I got my water here. Grab a snack if you want to. I'm going to give not just employees, but also employers some very important tips and information that's going to help you. And as I give you this information, pay it forward. You give it to someone else. The first thing I want to talk about today is reflection and gratitude. And, you know, when you take a step back and you think about 2025, that's 12 months, 365 days, 52 weeks, however you want to say it. Like, what happened in 2025? What were my financial wins? What were my financial losses? What was there to help me and guide me for a better year? Now, oftentimes, I find myself quoting Thomas Edison, especially when I feel like I'm supposed to be higher than what I am. And he said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. And so if I'm on a project, if I'm on an assignment and something doesn't go right, I no longer have that disagreement with myself. Guess what? That was one way that didn't work. Let me try another way. Because I can't stop. Because failure is not an option. And so that helped me along the way, not just in life, but from an entrepreneur's perspective. So, some of your wins for 2025, as I hear a lot of people talking about, especially since the bill was released in July, with maximizing your tax deductions. Like, what are your tax deductions? How can you maximize your tax deductions? What is going to help your taxable income? What is going to help you lower that so your taxes won't be so high, especially if you have not paid estimated tax payments? Some people save more than they did in prior years. Whether you sacrifice something or you said, you know what, I don't think this is going to benefit me right now. I know I want it. I'm going to put it on the list. I'll go back and get it. Some people hit financial milestones. Some people said at the beginning of January, look, by the end of December, I want to close with $1,000 in my account. No accounts payable, no accounts receivable. All of my books are clear. And if I can just go in with that $1,000, that's a big win for me. That's something to celebrate. You opened a business account. How many people out here are commingling funds? They have a business, but you want to send them money and they tell you, well, I don't have a business account. Just send it to my personal account. And you're looking like, well, should I do that? So you may have took that time. You may have heard one of my shows and said, hey, I'm going to go to the bank and I'm going to open up that business account because that makes me take my business seriously. That makes other people take my business seriously. And when they take my business serious, they're going to take me seriously. And so I no longer have to commingle funds. When I drop my documents off to Shavana, she don't have to fuss at me and say, you still doing this, right? You still playing with the IRS, right? You're not going to stop, right? Okay, no problem. They don't have to hear that. And the other conversations that come with that. Some people took that 7 to 14 minutes and opened up the IRS ID Me account. I have been stressing to everyone to open that account since July of this year. 7 to 14 minutes. Some people have also went a step ahead and opened up a My Tax Illinois account because that process is a little bit longer than the IRS's process. And if you're not in the state of Illinois, you opened up a personal account with the state that you reside in, especially if you have products that you're selling and you have to pay sales tax. And you also want to know what's attached to you, whether it's your EIN or your social. Some people created boundaries. That was a win for me. That was a win for me. I created boundaries. Those boundaries helped me. I never wanted to create those boundaries because I never wanted to leave my clients hanging for dry. But I had to realize that whether I do it right now or I do it a day later, it's not going to happen until I do it. And if I'm not physically or mentally capable of doing it, then it's going to be done incorrectly. So now my name is jeopardized. The integrity of my name and my company is jeopardized because I didn't create those boundaries. I didn't say no. So that was a really big win for me this year, creating those boundaries. I'm going to tell you what else I did. You'll be happy for me. Now, I laugh at my best friend. Y'all hear me talk about one of my best friends all the time. She loves Do Not Disturb. A couple times you've seen my colleague, Miss Kay, on. She's a big, big fan of Do Not Disturb. Well, guess what, baby? I found out that I like Do Not Disturb. I was in prayer Tuesday, and everyone knows, don't bother me in the mornings. I'm in prayer. That's my time with God. And for some reason, the phone kept ringing. Notifications kept going. Even the alarm made me mad going off. And I was like, no. I got on the phone and called T-Mobile so fast and was like, look, I don't have an iPhone. Do I get Do Not Disturb on an Android? And they walked me through it. Here's the fun part. My phone is on Do Not Disturb 21 hours a day. I don't even know the hours. So I'm playing the game. Catch me if you can. Period. Guess what? And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Miss K told me don't do that. That's not right. But okay, I might change my life tomorrow. But today, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Now, back to reflection and gratification. We have also encountered some unforeseen hiccups. As I just mentioned, we just encountered a lot of them. In business, you're going to encounter that. Period. It's going to happen. In life, you're going to encounter unforeseen circumstances. It does not matter if you're a business owner or not. It just comes with the territory. One of those unforeseen circumstances is unexpected expenses. This year alone, and I created a count list. I have had 47 people call me complaining about their property taxes almost tripling. They were not prepared to pay that amount. Period. What can they do? That's unexpected. Who was thinking about that? Let's just say you're a homeowner. All of a sudden, the roof caved in. You wasn't expecting that. Let's just say your best friend calls you. Hey, best friend, I'm sorry. I thought I could do this all on my own. I didn't tell you, but I'm 4 months behind on rent and I'm about to get put out. That's an unexpected expense. So it's unforeseen. Missed appointments or meetings. You may have had to cancel a meeting. You may have forgotten about a meeting. Something may have came up. This happens in life. And guess what? It's okay. Take a breath, calm down, make a phone call, especially if you had an appointment and you missed it. It takes nothing away from you to say, hey, look, I'm sorry. I had an appointment with you. I missed that appointment. Example, I had an 8 o'clock appointment yesterday morning. Having technical difficulties, I was 4 minutes late. I think I apologized to that gentleman about 10 times for being 4 minutes late. It didn't matter. And he was very understandable about the situation. However, I was still late. And it was an unforeseen circumstance that caused me to be late. So I'm appreciative that you waited. I'm acknowledging that I am late, regardless to why I'm late. And I thank you for that. It goes a long way. Life in itself, as I said, is an unforeseen circumstance. Period. What happens if you have to get a new car? We don't even have to go that far. Increases of groceries, increases of your day-to-day things that you need for your household. Just everything is at a mass amount now. Were you ready to pay those figures when you was just at the store 2 weeks ago and it wasn't that high? So life in itself, I want you all to take the opportunity to look at these lessons as chances and not just it happened to me. You got the opportunity to see what happened. You know what it is. You went through it. You were able to fix it. It's no longer an issue anymore because you've resolved it. That's a win. So even though it may have started bad, it still ended as a win. That's just like your tax situation. If you have not made your appointment for next year yet, it's not too late. Call your preparer. Hey, look, I know what I went through this year with you, and I don't even want to hear your mouth. So can I get on your calendar? Plus, I got some questions. The new bill just came out. Am I going to be affected by that? I was listening to the show, or I heard someone say you had a guest on there talking about investing in emergency funds. Is it too late for me to jump on that? You know, I got my business. I'm thinking about starting a payroll. How do I do that? Hey, I just got married. Wife is pregnant. How do we fill out our forms for work? These are important questions. You don't have to wait until the last minute. Make that appointment. So, again, we got 39 days. Let's look at some things that we talked about throughout this year that made people aware, especially me, with a lot of things. Now, it's funny that I can say I know a lot, but I don't know nothing at all, because learning is endless. It never stops. As long as you continue to learn, you won't know everything. You will just build and add on to what you already know. So, for instance, resources and support systems that they have, like the American Cancer Society Association. You have people battling and dealing with cancer. Some may be dealing with it in silence. I just did a show on this back in October. You have the Suicide Crisis Hotline. I did a show on this in September, because now you need someone to talk to, and it's free resources out here, and there are free resources available to you that you may not be aware of. You got the Domestic Violence Hotline. Creating a digital plan for your friends and family. Making meaningful financial decisions. That's something to be grateful for. Again, I made a meaningful financial decision to create boundaries, because if I continuously show up for everyone at every given point, I'm going to burn myself out, and I'm not going to be available for anyone. And that's not good for no one. So I had to take a step back and say, hey, wait, Shavonna, you can still help them, but slow down. Calm down just a notch. You're going to get to it. Now, it's okay. And guess what? When you tell people that, they respect it. Like, I had a client call me the other day, 5 o'clock in the morning. He said, I done talked to you about several times over the course of 2 weeks, all different times. I got a question for you. Do you sleep? When? Because whether it's 5 in the morning or 7 at night, 11 at night, 2 in the morning, I done talk to you. When do you sleep? And believe it or not, I sleep. I get good sleep. That's another reason I'm happy I got do not disturb. Yay. Okay. Now, first person I'm going to talk to is going to be my employers. Employers, this is for you. Year-end responsibilities. Let me help you with your year-end responsibilities. I just brought up payroll. Let's start getting our books together to finalize this payroll. If you have a company that's doing your payroll, you need to make sure you have all of your 941s. Everything. Don't not have your documents. There may be payroll adjustments that you haven't looked at. Go back and look at your payroll chart. Go back and look at that company's history. You're supposed to already keep a track of that and a summary of that. So go back to that and overlook it. Were there bonuses paid out? If not, do you plan on paying bonuses out? Did you give out any awards? If not, do you plan on giving out any awards? Was this a part of your budget? And if not, how are you accounting for this money? Employee benefits must be up to date. Have you had that Q4 meeting with your employees, especially with healthcare enrollment that ends December 7th? A lot of companies are going over to other companies. Health coverage has increased. Everything has to be up to date. You can't wait till the last minute. Again, we have 39 more days before 2026 gets here. Are you ready? You want to ensure that there is accuracy when you're doing your W-2s and 1099s. So I do payroll. So every month when I'm doing my summary, I double check my summary every month. And then every quarter, I take the first 3 months and I make sure it matches. I double balance because at the end of the year, I want to ensure that everyone's W-2 or 1099 is accurate because people don't play about their money. They're going to tell you if something is wrong. And if you ever come to me and say something is wrong, I got the proof to tell you what's wrong or right. And if I'm wrong, I can own that. Period. That is another good lesson to have as an entrepreneur. You want to ensure that your vendors' records are up to date. Let's say you deal with several different vendors. Do you have their W-9? Is their information up to date? Have you checked to see if their business is established and in order? Or has it been dissolved? Know who you're working with. Know who's on your payroll roster. Now, let's talk about taxes. Check deductions and expenses. How do you do that? Look at your last tax return. What deductions did you have? Look at what you did this year. Did you do something different? If you did, that's a deduction. You won't know if it is or isn't if you don't make that appointment with your accountant. Tax credits, employers, work opportunity tax credits. That's available for you and I if we hire people. Were you aware of that? I talked about that on a show in October. So if you're not aware of it, you don't know how these deductions can help you. That's why these appointments are so important. Let's say you made a capital purchase to maximize your business. Are you depreciating it? What was the amount of it? How long can it be depreciated for? How is this going to help your bottom line number? Now, we want to look at the budget. And again, everybody has to have a budget. Whether it's personal or business, you have to have a budget. Financial goals. What are your financial goals? You have to make SMART goals, which is going to be specific. What is the actual goal? Is it measurable? Is it achievable? Is it realistic? Is it time bound? You know, me and my business project manager sit down and talk about SMART goals all the time. And I may think of an ideal and be like, hey, this is the idea. I think we can get this going tomorrow at 3:00. And she'll say, No, fool. No, we ain't even finished jotting the information down. Slow down. It's a good idea, but let's evaluate our SMART goals with this. You need to have a head start, which means making those appointments, being accountable, not procrastinating. That's so important. It's November. When I tell you I have people on the calendar for January, because it's important. And if you know that you are an impatient person, book your appointment. Don't wait till the last minute, get to the office, and now you're complaining. You should have booked your appointment, especially if you know you got a problem with waiting. Now, I done talked to the employers. Let me talk to the employees, because you have a hand in this too, because you file taxes. You get a W-2. You call me. You come to the office. Let's talk about how you can prepare and plan. Let's talk about how you can help you. Let's start with an information check. Look at all your pay stubs. Do you have taxes taken out of your pay stubs? Technology has made us lazy. If we get direct deposit, we don't look at a check stub. Oh, but come sit down and get your taxes done and you not getting a refund. You want to be Inspector Gadget. Why were you not Inspector Gadget beforehand? It's a domino effect. It starts at the beginning. So again, were your forms filled out correctly? Did you turn everything in on time? Were you watching your check stubs? This is you, period. Let's say you want to start planning for retirement. Get your contributions in order. Know how much you can contribute. Know how much the company, if they're going to match you. Did a whole show on this in the beginning of this month. If you need that information, if you need that assistance, Mr. Owens is happy to work with you. He will schedule an appointment with you today if he have to. That's why I love working with him, because he loves educating people. Check your demographics when you're looking at your documents. Is your name spelled correctly? Is your social correct? Are your dependent statuses correct? Is your filing status correct? What did you check? Look at all of that. It is so important, because the smallest thing can make the biggest mistake happen. So you have to have some type of accountability about this. Insurance. Do you have a flexible spending account? Do you have a health savings account? Make sure your payments are current. I don't know if you know, but some jobs, let's just say you took time off. They may not cover that insurance, but you still may be getting billed. So whenever you do go back to work, trust me, they're going to take their money. Yes. Especially if you don't have the money to pay for it. Do you have a secondary insurance? What's helping you? Now, are you one that make deductions all the time? Let's say you make $30,000 of deductions or more a year. Do you have your letters ready? Do you have the names of the organizations you gave money to and the amounts? Do you have the checks? Let's think about your property taxes. Those are deductions for you. Form 1098, mortgage entrance statement, is what you need to be turning in to your accountant and or preparer. Now, that's why these consultations are important. If you call and talk to them, you would know this. Now, I can't tell you to bring me Form 1098 if I don't know you got a house. If I don't know you don't have a house, that's because you didn't tell me. You have to be open and transparent with your account. Again, remember those 5 people I told you couldn't lie to. You can't lie to God. You can't lie to your pastor, your priest. You can't lie to your doctor. You can't lie to your attorney. You cannot lie to your accountant. All of them are going to work together collectively and solo to help you. So you got to be intimate with us. We got to know your deepest, darkest secret. Now, you also want to consider if there's changes in your tax situation. What happens if you got a raise? What happens if your bonus is 50,000 this year versus 30,000? Your benefits have changed. Your status has changed. Your tax bracket has changed. You're aware of this. How is this going to affect your tax situation is what you need to look at. But you won't know how to analyze that if you don't make the appointment with your accountant. Okay, that's so important. I'm not fussing at you guys. Don't think that. I just want you guys to be prepared for 39 more days. Because let's say you haven't done this. Now you have time to do it. You sit back, take 2 hours a day. Look, let me take my time and look through this. Let me just see if everything is all right. Maybe I got a question. Let me call my accountant. Let me see if there is something that he or she can see that I can't see. Open communication is good for both the employer and the employee. Both parties must talk about change. You can't say, well, I'm going to change this, but your employer don't know about it. And then here comes a situation and you're sitting there looking like, well, this happened. Well, I don't know what happened. You didn't tell me. You didn't have a conversation with me. There's nothing written in documentation. Documentation is proof. If it's not in black and white, if it's not written, it didn't happen. I'm a firm believer of that. Everything needs to be in black and white. Cover yourself. Now, let's say you filed your taxes and you notice that you missed some deductions. You don't want that same mistake to happen this year. Now, and I'm not saying it's not okay to do your own taxes. I'm never taking that away from you. But if you are not experienced and you don't know what your credits and deductions are, you need to get with an accountant. That if you're going to pay for materialistic objects, pay to get your finances in order. Because if your finances is not in order, you can't get those materialistic items. It's not going to work. It's going to be a deficit somewhere. Inaccurate filings, because that can be a mistake. Why is that a mistake? Because there was not a communication held between either party. Nobody talked to nobody. I'm a firm believer in talking to my clients. That's why I know my clients' history. I know how their parents doing, their grandparents. I know how the dog doing. I know if the bird done died. I know everything because we have these conversations. It's important. Now, host quarterly workshops, employers. You can get a company like mine to come in and host these workshops for you just to get on top of things. It's so important. But guess what? Anointed Accounting is going to start hosting these workshops for people to come out because this information is needed. Listen to Let's Talk Finance. This is why it's so important to share this information. Collaboration, that network, building a network. You'd be surprised of who you may need or who you can refer. Set the foundation strong, how you want to go into 2026. Do you want it to mirror 2025 or do you want it to be better than 2025? Every year is a year of evolution, of growth. Look back on your financial wins. What did you learn? I learned about boundaries. I learned about do not disturb. I learned it's okay to say no with grace because my integrity means more to me than anything. And if I don't have integrity and ethics as a business owner, I don't even want you coming to me if I don't have integrity and ethics. That's not a good fit. Would you go to the grocery store and buy spoiled meat? Absolutely not. So there you have it. Reflect on your progress. What did you do? Regardless if you're a business owner or an individual. Let's say you cut costs in your home. for whatever reason. Your budget was this much, but wow, you got an extra $200 saved over. What did you cut out? What did you eliminate? And it's okay. Give thanks and appreciation for what you have learned. It's so important to do so. And as a matter of fact, I haven't done it yet, but let me take time to acknowledge everyone that is taking their time to listen and come on and hang out with Let's Talk Finances. Oh, hey, Miss K, I see you. Hey, Auntie. Hey, Professor Bo. Hey, Auntie Olivia. Hey, Miss Pinex, how you doing? Kenyatta, thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Finance. And any other listener that's tuning in or intends to watch at a later date, thank you. Again, this information is so important. I want you to pass it on, because anytime somebody can sit and give you free information to help you with your finances, I think that's a plus. How many times have you went and asked to speak to an attorney and they first thing they say is, my fee is this per hour. My fee is this per 30 minutes. This is all free information. Free. And believe you me, it takes time, whether you're an expert or not, to do this research and put it together to deliver to everyone. And it's free. But now, employers and employees can be intentional about ensuring how the year is going to close, because they're going to work together. They're going to come together and collaborate. They're going to say, look, I done had some changes go on. Where do I fill out my documents at? Matter of fact, can I see my documents? Because I want to take them to a trusted professional that can help me fill out my documents accurately. I don't want a deficit at the end of the year. And even if I do have a deficit at the end of the year, I need to know why. And by you telling me why, I need to know if I can prevent that next year from happening. That's you taking accountability and being responsible by going to the employer. Your next step is booking that appointment and talking with your accountant and your preparer, because this is what you need to know. This is what should happen, because again, as your preparer, if you come to me with your W-2 and you're prepared to get a tax return, let's assume you made $40,000 that year and had $2,000 of taxes withdrawn, and I call you and tell you, well, you owe the federal government $8,000. You're going to look at me like I'm a fool. And you're going to tell me I don't know what I'm doing. Give your paperwork back. But the truth of the matter is, I know what I'm doing. You don't know what you're doing because you didn't take the time to look at your documents. Look at the withholding section. No money was withheld, or $1,000 was withheld. You need at least 25 to 33% of your income withheld. I know that. Had you talked to me and you talked about going exempt, we would have talked about that. You would have known what you were going to be up against. Then I would have told you, if you go exempt, I highly do not recommend that. Pay estimated tax payments. So at the end of the year, one of two things could happen. 3, guess what? You can break even. You don't owe them and they don't owe you. You can get a refund. Or if you do owe, it's not a substantial amount of money because you done already sent in so much money, even though you went exempt. And trust me, I get it. With the increase of prices everywhere, and then you got taxes coming out on top of that, that's a higher amount. The taxes that's coming out is a whole nother bill. So I understand when it comes taking care of the household or paying taxes, I'm going to take care of the household. As an individual, I understand that. As your accountant, I'm going to tell you there's other ways around this. Let's talk about it. But you won't know that if you don't book that appointment. You need to know what's going on, especially with all the changes that happen every year with taxes. Again, tax laws change every year. They do not stay the same at all on any level. And we're going to be talking more and more about that this year and as the year closes. You guys, I love you guys so much. I got so much information for you all next year. It is unbelievable. Like, I want you all to know just as much as I know. And we're going to work together on this. We're going to come together because, again, we have that intimate relationship because you need to tell your preparer everything. They don't want to be sidelined. Like, pay attention if you're watching like a court show, Law and Order, one of my favorite shows. And you hear Raphael Barber, he always says, is it something I don't know? You got to tell me everything. I don't need the defense coming after me, telling me what you should have already told me. It's called ammunition. I say that all the time. Have your ammunition. If we're going to go up against somebody, we're going to have that ammunition to go up against somebody. And why? Because we took the time to book those appointments. We want you all to have peace in your home also. And we understand that taxes can be very, very stressful. And again, who thinks about taxes? But like I said earlier in the week, it's not important until it's important. Let that marinate. It's not important until it's important. Think about it. Now, let's say you got a child off to school. You need your tax return for FAFSA, unless you're paying for it out of pocket. Let's say you're trying to go for a hardship. They're going to ask you for a tax return. Let's say you want to go buy a new home. They're going to ask you for a tax return. You haven't done a tax return. You don't have a profit and loss statement. And now you sitting there looking like, wow. But these are conversations that anointed accounting have with their clients. And more so, these are the conversations that we're going to be having on Let's Talk Finance. Because what are we talking about here? Finances. I don't know about you, but I want my finances to grow. And if my finances grow, I want yours to grow. Your finances grow, my finances grow. We help each other. It's nothing wrong with that. It's one big lovely party. So, communication, planning, preparation, that makes a difference in your day-to-day life, regardless to if you are an entrepreneur or not. Let's just say you're not an entrepreneur. Let's just say me. I know me. I have a schedule. Now, the average person nowadays, they sit on their phone, they pay their bill, they done, or it comes directly out their account and they done. Not me. It take me 6 hours to pay 10 bills. I don't care. I'm writing it down. I'm making the copy. I'm paying the bill. I'm saving the receipt as a digital print and as a physical print because anything can happen. And I'm going to go back and check it to see the date that it came out and write that down too. So, but if I wasn't so thorough like that, I would be a mess because I need to know what's hitting my account at all times. I need to know what's going on. I need to prepare. That's how I prepare. I set aside that time. And this is not as a business owner. This is as an individual. These are my monthly bills. Now, do I have anything left over? And if I do, that's a win. If I don't, Shavonna, what happened? Was it an unforeseen circumstance that happened? Did you not budget correctly? Did you just say, you know what? I just want to have fun. And I went out and I bought 12 elephants, teddy bears, not the real ones. So you just have to know what's going on with you. So many times I hear people say, I don't have that type of money. Where's it at? Just because it's on paper don't mean I have it. Well, guess what? It's a problem because you're not budgeting right. Because if you got all this money and you don't have no expenses or minimal expenses, where's your money at? So let's look at the budget. You have to plan. It's so important. It's so necessary. Set goals. Them SMART goals I just talked about. Set small goals. They don't have to be long-term right now. Start small. You can start as small as, look, it's 31 days in December. December 1st, this is the goal that I have, and I want to make sure that I complete that goal by the end of December. Maybe you want to learn how to make a green bean casserole. I don't know. Maybe you want to make a chocolate cake with caramel icing. I think that'll be good. If you make that, I'll try it for you. Don't worry about it. But that sounds good. Anyway, it's whatever. But it's a goal. Just make it for you. Make yourself a priority because you are a priority. You're important. You matter. Now, before I end this show, I got a question for everybody. And guess what? It's no right or wrong answer. If you want to go ahead and type it in the comments, go ahead. If you want to send me an email or a text, feel free to do so. But my question to you is, what are you most thankful for financially this year? And how will that gratitude shape you to plan for 2026? I'm most thankful for boundaries. I'm most thankful and grateful for those boundaries because those boundaries allowed me to take care of the back end logistics that business owners have to take care of. And if we don't take care of it, something is going to fall by the wayside. And we don't want that. We don't want that at all. Period. I am most grateful for those boundaries because there is a such thing as financial boundaries. And I am so appreciative for that. I can't wait to incorporate this in my 2026 tax year because that's going to be important to me. Now, small, medium, or big, every win count. Celebrate it. Everybody talk about me. I celebrate everything. If we friends and I met you on the Tuesday and it was the third Tuesday of the month, if I remember that third Tuesday every month, I'm gonna be like, hey friend, I met you a year and 6 months ago today. I celebrate everything. You bought me a birthday card 10 years ago and I got it. Oh, you remember this birthday card you bought me? And you probably like, no. But I remember. So, yeah, I celebrate everything. That's something to celebrate. Let's go out and have a glass of wine because I remember. Let's celebrate. Whatever. Celebrate small, medium, or big. Now, as our conversation comes to a close today, again, I would like to thank all my listeners for tuning in. Your input, your feedback is so needed. It's very much needed. Very much. I so appreciate it. Again, take that 3 to 5 seconds once this is over and hit that share button. You never know who life you're going to impact. Comment. I love feedback, whether it's good, bad, and or indifferent. That helps me. That betters me as an individual. And if I can't take criticism, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, what am I doing here? Because I don't know everything. And I just said that. I know a lot, but I don't know nothing at all because I'm still learning. Learning is a part of evolving. It's growth. I want you to prepare for a purpose. Know that you have a purpose. Know that there is a reason for what it is that you're doing. Know that it matters, whether you're doing it for you, your team, your company, your family. It has a meaning. It has a purpose. It has a purpose. So just think about it. Think about how impactful it's going to be. Think about how impactful you're helping your financial situation just by checking your information, just by communicating with payroll and HR, just by setting up those appointments with your accountant, just by knowing what your deductions and your credits are, just by making those SMART goals, even starting so small. So, everybody that tuned in, everybody that's going to tune in, I want to say thank you. I love you. I appreciate you so much. Oh my God. I appreciate you guys so much. Got Cha. Okay, everybody real quick. Cha, I love her. Everybody say hello to Cha. She does all of our flyers. She does the bomb. So the information you see me posting with the flyers of none other than me or my guest, woo woo to Cha, yay. And nephew Tay is on the line. Around the way with Tay. Anybody looking for videographing, movies, production, This gentleman is on point. Get with this gentleman. You see me building this team, a network out here. This guy loves doing everything when it comes to a video camera. Get with this gentleman. I promise you, you won't be upset. Next week, we got a special guest, Nurse Shayla Jackson, coming on. You guys, I cannot wait. Shayla will be in the house. Guys, again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so grateful for that. I appreciate you all. As we go into this week and we're celebrating Thanksgiving, again, remember, it's great to be with friends and family and loved ones. But please remember those who are less fortunate. And if you're outside going home, whether you're getting in an Uber, you're driving, or the bus, and you have some leftovers, and it's somebody that's less fortunate, give your food away. I promise you, God will bless you tenfold, because his people are not supposed to be hungry. Be good, be careful, check on yourself, check on somebody. And I'll see you in 7 days. I love y'all. Talk to y'all later on Let's Talk Finance with your girl, Shavana. All right. Talk to y'all later. Thank y'all for listening.